Hi, I'm Bob Colbert, the head football coach at St. Vincent College. I want to welcome you back to another season of video blogs, and we try to update you here on our upcoming opponent. We try to review last week's game, and we'll have these sessions up every Monday following the game from the previous Saturday. Let me talk a little bit about our preseason and how things went for us. We had a really good preseason camp. I really can't remember having a bad practice where I walked off the field and said, oh man, we don't have a chance, we practiced badly today. I thought our kids had a tremendous attitude, and you can tell that they prepared in the off season for this 2012 season. Something unusual too, we didn't have a rain out. We got all our practices in, and so it's a good preparation for us for coming up this week here. We had some injuries like everybody else in the country, but some of those were some key injuries to some younger players. But we're not going to allow that to set us off course here for our season. And right now, after camp, we have 108 players on our football team. It's actually the smallest number we've had in a while, but again, I think all these players have demonstrated to us that they want to be involved, and they have prepared themselves well for the 2012 season. Speaking of that, we've put the last season, 2011, we put it behind us. It's a new year, there's new challenges, we have to replace some players, and those things will present us the challenges for the 2012 season. We have 6 home games this year, which is a little bit unusual. Usually you have 5 home games, 5 and away, and we're going to plan to use that to our advantage. Now, one thing we never talk about, though, we never talk about going on the road to play. Those words never enter our vocabulary in terms of home and away games. Let me talk a little bit about what we're looking at on defense so far this year. As I've mentioned previously, we had to replace a lot of tackles made with the graduation of Anthony Johnson, who was first team all-conference, second team all-conference, I apologize, and he led the league in tackles this year, and Armando Fortunato, who had 70-some tackles last year. Now, that's a lot of tackles we have to replace on the defense. We feel that Jovan Johnson, who has kind of paid his dues, will be a senior this year. He's stepped up, and we expect him to pick up the load of making tackles that was left over from AJ and Armando's graduation. Also, freshman Rennie LaRue Holloman, he has some great athletic ability. He's going to provide us with some exciting play, I think, on defense, and I think that he'll help pick up the slack too. We expect our defensive line to be solid again this year with junior Alex Stepanovich, sophomore Anthony May, and junior Dominic Morrell. We're expecting solid play from them this year. Our secondary, we feel, may be the strength of our defense. We have all conference players, Danny Warkowski returning, and Darius Brown. And we led the league in interceptions last year, and these two, each of them had 5 interceptions. So we feel overall that our secondary can match up with any of the secondaries that we're going to be playing against this year. On offense, the most important decision is going to be replacing Aaron Smetanka, who was the 2-time first-team all-conference player at quarterback. I really believe that we have more quarterback depth this year than we've ever had before. And we expect to name a starter by the middle of this week. And right now it's between Manny Spiel, who has been here this is his senior year. He has served as an understudy to Jake Smith, first of all, and then to Aaron Smetanka. And then sophomore Andy Borgen is also in the running at this time to be named the starter. I believe that both of them will see plenty of action coming Saturday against Bridgewater College. We think our receivers may be the most solid position and experienced position on the offensive unit. Ricky Douglas had a good year last year. Andre Rogers came along last year and had a great finish to the season. And Carl June provides us with some excitement as our little scat back type of receiver. Freshman Alex Charles is going to also provide us with some speed and a lot of excitement in our passing game. The tight end position is solid. Cody Stralick returns for his senior year, and Cody has seen a lot of action. He's actually been a starter the 2 previous years. Our running back situation is good. Huey Eric led the league last year with average per carry at 6.4. That was the best in the league. And he's going to be backed up this year with Ryan Crawford, a freshman from Wilmington High School. And we switched Ray Wider from fullback to tailback. And Ray's going to give us a good downhill back, big guy who can really run downhill. Our biggest loss in the backfield is going to be with the loss and graduation of Joe Yezovich. Joe was like having another blocking guard in the backfield. He was an outstanding blocker. And we're expecting Scott Weaver and David Emanuel to get considerable playing time there at the fullback position. One of the big challenges we have on offense is replacing 3 of the starting offensive linemen. All the success on offense starts with the offensive line, and we feel though that in Darius McGee, who was our all-conference player as a sophomore, he's among the best in the PAC, and Darius we're expecting to have a good year, a very good year, and he'll lead us in terms of the linemen. I expect him to be one of the leaders on our team. Jimmy Haggerty is also returning. Jimmy Haggerty took over for Shane Smith last year when Shane got hurt, so Jimmy has a lot of experience playing time, and he's not actually a new starter, so that's going to help us out in terms of the offensive line. The kicking game, I think, remains solid. Morgan Porter will again handle the place kicking responsibilities, and Morgan has added a lot of strength to his leg in the off season and has had a very good camp, and we're expecting him to have a good solid year. The punting will be handled by Huey Eric and Josh Pomilio. We also think that freshman Mark McCracken will be called on to get us some depth in the punting game, and he's coming along as a freshman, actually learning how to punt. I think he has an outstanding future as a punter on our team. Our first opponent this year is Bridgewater College. Bridgewater College is a member of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, based primarily in the Virginia area. They may be the fastest team we play all year. They're going to have very good team speed at all the positions. They'll be a solid team. They'll be a well-coached team. Mike Clark, their head football coach, has been there. I think this is his 16th year. He's established Bridgewater College as one of the most consistent winners in that league, and they're going to be a good measuring stick for us to see how far we've come as a team. They're kind of like us in that they have a number of new players in key positions. So that's going to be their first game, as it's going to be some of our newer guys' first game. So it's going to be a good matchup. Last year we played an exciting game against them. We actually lost the game in overtime, and it was the first overtime that we've ever played here since the rebirth of the program. And I'm expecting the same type of game this year. All in all, I think at St. Vincent we have a great Division III atmosphere for our home games. We kind of have a saying, "Fill the hill," and then what we're talking about is fill the hill around our playing field. We want some loud and we want some passionate fans. I can promise you that our team will play hard, and they'll play with a lot of passion and a lot of emotion. Our motto this year is we didn't come this far only to come this far. In other words, we want to keep developing our program since we restarted the program actually 6 years ago now. So we're looking forward to the 2012 season. We're looking forward to excitement. We're looking forward to making improvement, continue the improvement in the program. And our ultimate goal is to win the President's Athletic Conference. That's been our goal really since we started, even in 2007 when we were just a bunch of young players going around playing the older teams. And that goal hasn't changed. We feel like we'll be as competitive as anybody in our league. And if we do things right, I think by the end of the season we should look back and say this has been 2012 will be a successful season. Check back with us next week. Again, probably on Monday we'll have this posted, and we'll talk about the Bridgewater game, and we'll talk about the upcoming opponent, our second game of Worcester College from Ohio. Thanks again. I look forward to talking to you soon.